What would your life look like if it was a crime to make an international phone call? Or if it was a crime to chat with your overseas friends on Instagram? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that one in this country because citizens of North Korea don't know what Instagram is. And if you show a single grain of disloyalty to the leader of your country, you could face the death penalty. This is the story of Kim Jong-un and his governance, a man who has been supreme leader of North Korea since 2011, which was the year his father died. Since then, Kim has held titles of General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, President of the State Affairs, and the highest rank of Marshal in the Korean People's Army, consolidating his position as the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. He's got the highest rank in every establishment of North Korea. The tiniest of laws can't be passed without his permission, not even the obvious ones. Kim, just like his father and grandfather, decided to rule North Korea as a totalitarian state. The definition of totalitarian sounds like this: a form of a political system that prohibits all opposition parties, outlaws individual and group opposition to the state and its claims, and exercises an extremely high, if not complete, degree of control and regulation over public and private life. Kim Jong-un is a big brother. Big Brother is everywhere, in nearly every aspect of daily life. Big Brother controls what you do, think, eat, and even feel. Big Brother controls everything: information, history, physical and psychological needs. A belief is that an individual can't remain healthy and happy living in a totalitarian country. And the more you think about it, the more it starts sounding like a fact, especially when you start comparing North Korea to the rest of the world. So why did Big Brother decide to run a totalitarian country? What does he focus on? What laws and orders did he set? And how does a day in North Korea look? Even though the information coming in and out of North Korea is limited, we know a lot about Kim Jong-un. He spent his childhood in Bern, Switzerland. Former NBA player Dennis Rodman was his favourite on the field. He's married to Ri Sol-ju, a North Korean cheerleader, and has 3 children with her. So he's got a family, he's into the NBA, it just seems like he's a totally normal man, husband and a father. So what are the roots of his leadership? A normal man wouldn't just order an execution of his own brother just because he was living abroad. And just 4 years before that, Big Brother ordered an execution of his uncle and his uncle's inner family. His malignant governance continued, and in just 6 years he conducted more nuclear tests than both his father and grandfather combined. In the year after his brother's assassination, North Korea's relations with the United States became what Kim loves to say, special. While US President Donald Trump was demanding immediate denuclearization of North Korea, Kim responded by launching more test missiles in the air. But then he did something completely unexpected. He secretly visited South Korea and became the first North Korean president to set foot on the land of South Korea in the last 65 years. A couple of months later, he met with Donald Trump in Singapore, even though their relationship was questionable. In 2020, rumours started circulating that Kim had gone under surgery since his health was declining, and because of that, he wasn't able to attend his grandfather's birthday celebration on April 15th. Believe it or not, but the birthday of a long-dead president is the most important holiday in North Korea. It's clear that Kim's focus is mostly towards improving the military. He's truly in love with every piece of nuclear weapon in his fleet. But still, he doesn't neglect a single thing when it comes to running a totalitarian country. He makes sure the citizens don't watch foreign movies and listen to foreign songs by passing a law that says any citizen caught doing this will face jail time. In 2007, the owner of one factory in North Korea was executed by military personnel in front of 150,000 people after being accused of making international phone calls on 13 phones he had in the basement of his factory. Even though Kim Jong-un wasn't the leader of North Korea in 2007, he still follows the same rule, and the fact that in 2015 he assassinated North Korea's defense minister Hyun Yong-chol because of his behaviour supports my words. To make things even worse, he used anti-aircraft fire to execute the defense minister, and the reason for that is falling asleep in Kim's presence. When someone commits a crime in North Korea, not only will they be punished, but also their children and parents. This is because of something called the 3-generation punishments, and it's been set in order to prevent people from committing crimes. If you want to get a mullet or a taper fade but live in North Korea, forget about it. You can only choose from 28 government-approved haircuts, 18 female haircuts, haircuts and 10 male haircuts to be more precise. When Kim set this law, he made sure to not include his hairstyle on the list so he could be the only one having it. Now, I previously mentioned that Kim is an outright basketball fan. He loves basketball so much he decided to create his own basketball rules anyone in the country must follow. Instead of being worth 2 points, a dunk is worth 3 points. A 2-point shot in the last 3 minutes of the game is worth 8 points, and also if a team misses 3 shots, a point is deducted. Well, I've got a lot to say about that, but I think I'll pass. I don't want him to knock on my door. Besides these bizarre laws, North Korea also has a different calendar compared to the rest of the world. Only one leader to vote for in the election, and a law that prohibits marijuana. Maybe it's not so bad. Just kidding. Well, if the situation is so bad, why don't the people leave? What's stopping them? Big Brother is stopping them, obviously. The fact that only 20 people successfully escaped North Korea since 1996 tells us how difficult it is to escape this country. You can leave the country with government permission, but the permissions are only given to diplomats, elite students, recruited workers, and athletes. Even when they leave the country, they are monitored closely and must attend special ideological debriefs once they return to North Korea. On the other hand, if you escape North Korea without permission and they find you, that's pretty much the end of your life, my friend. But is it really that bad? Well, what does a day in North Korea's capital, Pyongyang, look like? The day starts early, around 6 AM. Most people usually have corn or maize porridge, or sometimes a boiled egg and a yogurt for breakfast. Then it is time to get ready for work. Women work in white-collar office jobs. They make up around 90% of workers in light industry and 80% of the rural workforce. Many women are now the major wage earner in the family, though still housewives, mothers and cooks, as well as workers or perhaps soldiers. Fashion is really not an applicable term in North Korea, as the Apparel Research Center under the Clothing Industry Department of the National Light Industry Committee designs most clothing. What a name! However, things have loosened up a bit, with bright colours now permitted. Some people do drive to work, but congestion is not a major problem. Despite the relative lack of cars, police enforce traffic regulations strictly and issue tickets. Fines can be the equivalent to 2 weeks' salary. Most cars belong to state organisations, but are often used as if they were privately owned. All vehicles entering Pyongyang must be clean, and the owners of dirty cars may be fined. Those travelling out of Pyongyang require a travel certificate. There are also a few driving regulations. On hills, ascending vehicles have the right of way, and trucks cannot pass passenger cars under any circumstances. Drink driving is punished with hard labour, while smoking behind the wheel is banned. At 5 PM, work ends, but most people are required to remain in the office or factory for the daily community and learning session. To summarise everything, the citizens of North Korea have little to no life at all. They're pretending to be happy and smiling, knowing that they could lose their heads in the event of them complaining. I hope you've learned something, so don't forget to leave a like and click on screen to watch another Byte Notes video.